Hello and welcome to Leeroy Gaming, where today we are continuing our coverage of the Phase 2 beta of Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. In today's video, we're going to be looking at one of the new archetypes that are being added to the Shaman class. It is half-orc exclusive, and it is called the Wildland Shaman. Now, if you like this content, make sure to like and subscribe. I'm going to provide you with timestamps below. Also, if you want to see information on the main shaman class as well as the other archetypes, I have extensive videos that I've already done on those classes and archetypes, and I will have those linked for you in the description below as well. With that being said, let's go ahead and jump right into the video. Now, we're going to begin by looking at the description for the Wildland Shaman. So, the half orcs living in the wastelands have long learned a harsh lesson. The fittest survives, and the fittest rules. Their shamans do not communicate with spirits. They prefer to forcefully subjugate animals, and the only battle spirits they approve. For those who do not fight and do not serve the strongest are destined to die. Such is the law of the wasteland. This is the way. Now, additionally to the description, there's a new user interface, which is pretty cool. You'll notice it's going to have very easy information to find, like hit points per level. It's going to tell you what the max level of spells is for the class or archetype. This is important because if you're new to the game, you may not necessarily know if somebody's a pure caster. Pure casters will go to level 9 of spells, or hybrid casters that may go only to level 4 or level 6. Also, right here, will give you your caster ability. This will tell you what stat is being used for your caster abilities and checks. So really, really quick on that. And also caster type, whether it's spontaneous or memorizing spells. So this character is going to have to memorize very specific spells per level. You're not going to have the benefits of spontaneous casting, where you can basically cast any known spells of a given level. Also, your class skills are noted here nice and conveniently. So these are all the specialized skills you're going to have that you're going to get the additional points in. So persuasion, lore nature, lore religion, knowledge world, and knowledge arcana. Now, there's also an additional feature that they've added. It may or may not be buggy, but you're going to notice there's a little fist and a little book. This basically shows you the progression track per level of your physical progression and your spellcasting progression. So let's take a quick look at that. So you'll notice, for example, here it states at level 2, you're going to have one attack with +0 base attack bonus, and then it's going to show your fortitude, will, and reflex saving modifiers. And as you level up, it's going to show you your progression. Now I'm going to go ahead and kind of mouse over it for you. So if you want to see whatever the levels are and scores are at any of the given levels, you can go ahead and pause the video. And you're going to notice as you level up, you're going to get additional attacks. So here, for example, you're going to see you have your base attack bonus +6 on one attack, and the second attack you get a +1. It's going to continue on this. Now the shaman is a hybrid character, so you can notice the progression is quite a bit slower than a martial class like a fighter, for example. And then as we continue on here, you get your third attack. And then finally, level 20, you're going to see you get your first attack, it's a +14. Second attack, +9. Third attack, +4. So the shamans have kind of a 3/4 BAB. So they're not as slow in progression as a pure caster, like a sorcerer or wizard, for example. So they're a little bit more martial focused than them, but obviously not as good as like a fighter, for example. Now let's look at the spell progression. So what's nice here, you can see at a real quick glance at what level you get access to what spells. So level 1, you're going to see the full list of spells that you can get access to at level 1. And you can kind of, you can pause and take a look at these. And also your baseline amount of spells you get for each level. So at level 1, you only get access to 1 plus any modifiers you may have based off your wisdom score. Level 1 spells, then you progress. So at level 2, you get at level 3, you get access to level 2 spells, one of them, and 2 level 1 spells, and all these level 2 spell potentially. By level 5, you get access to level 3 spells. Again, here are the additional spells for that. You're going to see this familiar focus. So level 3, there's 1. Level 2, there's 2. Level 1, there's 3. This process continues. Level 7, you get access to level 4 spells. Here are the spells. And again, you see this 1, 2, 3, 4 progression as far as number of baseline spells that you can cast between rest. Level 9, you get access to level 5 spells. Here are the spells. And again, here it does cap out at 4 base spells. So unlike a pure caster, those will go up to about 6 maximum. Here we're looking like it's 4. At level 11, you get access to level 6 spells. And here are the spells and the progression. Level 13, you're going to get the level 7 spells. Here are those spells, as well as the progression of how many spells you can cast per level. At level 15, you get level 8 spells. So here are those spells, as well as still progression. And finally, level 17, you're going to unlock the level 9 spells, and here the spell progression. Now, there are no further tiers of spells after this, but you will still get more base spells. So if you look over here, go to level 18, 19, and finally at level 20. At level 20, you get a baseline of 4 casts of each tier between 1 as well as 9, plus your modifiers. So that's the ultimate progression there. So just like with any other caster, they're going to scale quite well into the end game. Now let's look at the actual features that have changed. So there is a new interface here. You're going to notice that anything that is just got no markers on it, or these little question marks, they're going to be the same as the base class. And as I mentioned in the intro, if you're curious to learn about what these features are, like the hex, etc., you can check out my previous video on the shaman. Also, I have a whole video that goes over all the hexes and all the major hexes, etc., for the shamans get. And there's a separate video for that, and I'll go ahead and link that in the description as well. But you'll notice that there are these features, the little X's, and then you're going to notice the little pluses. So the X's are things that you lose compared to the normal base class, and the pluses are going to be things that are added. So let's take a look at those. So right off the bat, you lose your spirit animal. So you do not choose a close bond of a spirit animal. You also do not get a wandering spirit level 4. You still get, this talks about your animal proficiencies, but what you get instead is an animal companion. This is a big deal. A spirit animal is passive. It'll give you kind of bonuses, for example, and they're not active combatants. This is literally a shaman with a pet, which is really powerful. Shamans in this game are ridiculously powerful. They level up. They actually have their own classes. Pretty much every class that has a companion option, not surprisingly, also tends to rank as some of the highest, most powerful, min-maxable classes in Pathfinder. Wrath of the Righteous, just like it was in Kingmaker, except to a higher level. So I would expect this archetype to actually be quite good because of this animal companions. As mentioned, you're going to lose your spirit, but you are going to gain a battle. So a shaman who selects the battle spirit gains scars from every wound she takes, and the grit of battle always seems to cling on her body. When she calls upon one of her spirit abilities, she grows in stature, becoming taller, more muscular, with a grimace of rage stretching across her face. So she gets access to additional hexes of Battle Master, Battle Ward, and Hampered Spirit Hex. She gets bonus spells of Enlarged Person, Bull Strength, Magical Vestment, Thorn, Body, Righteous Might, Bull Strength, Mass, Firestorm, Frightful Aspect, and Shape Change. So this sounds actually like a really cool archetype. A lot of the archetypes so far that we've gone over have felt kind of underwhelming, except for maybe the Quarterstaff Monk was kind of cool. This one sounds really cool, like a very feral, literally Wildland Shaman. Still get a lot of cool shaman abilities and spells, but a little bit more competent in combat, and you get a really cool pet. So that, guys and gals, is the Wildland Shaman. I hope you guys have enjoyed this kind of review of this class. Again, if you watched so far, make sure to like and subscribe for further RPG content, especially focusing on Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. And I will see you guys in the next video.